Some say in life you're gonna get what you give, but some things only God can forgive. Woo! Hello everyone, what is up? Welcome back to the vlog. I hope you're doing amazing on this Tuesday. Happy Tuesday. It's time for another Tuesday Tea and Tarot talk. So, sometimes in life, you just have to look. And sometimes you have to look alone. So what do I mean by that? We're going to find out. Today I'm using the Sola Busca Tarot, the tarot masterpiece of Italian Renaissance, which is a deck you have probably not seen featured here on this table, and that's because, on this table, on this channel, and that's because I didn't have it for a while, but now I do. So it's a very interesting deck, and let me just give a little backstory. So I'm definitely like a quality over quantity person, one, because I don't have money to be buying tarot decks, but also because my tarot practice, if you want to call it that, is sporadic yet focused, like many other things in my life. So it's not super consistent, and it's not like I need a different deck every single day, because I'm honestly not really picking cards every single day. So I wanted to find decks that were sort of foundational, and in my idea of tarot, sort of important. It's why I have the Rider-Waite-Smith, I have the Tarot de Marseille. I don't have a Thoth deck, which I need to get. I had a Thoth deck, but I didn't like it. It was I didn't like the energy of it. Maybe it was the one that I had, maybe it was just where I was in my life, but I could not handle the Thoth deck. I had to get rid of it. But I want a Thoth deck, and I will get one eventually. But the reason I got this deck is because, one, I saw it and I was like, this is really beautiful, and I love how large and in charge these are. But also because it's credited as being the first deck with illustrated minor arcana. And I don't know that that's true, but that's what people say. And not illustrated, scenes being depicted, rather than just pips, rather than just, if let's see, we've got the 9 of coins here. Instead of there just being 9 coins, we have a scene. We have this person being burned in the fire pit. There's more than just the minor, more than just the number of items that, the card represents. And then that's also why I have the Visconti Sforza deck. It's another old historical deck, and it was said to be one of the first tarot decks with the full major arcana, and it actually doesn't even have the full major arcana. It's missing, I think, the devil and the tower. Those illustrations were lost to time, or maybe they never existed. And so in my Visconti Sforza deck, I actually took those cards out because they weren't the original. They weren't the original images. So I was like, I don't need that. Those are somebody made them based off of what they think they might have been, and I'm like, this is not real. So I give them to my sister. They're nice cards, but I just didn't want them. Okay, I'm crazy. Anyways, let's get on to the topic at hand. It's a Tuesday Tea and Tarot talk. I've got this in-house blend. I made this tea. It's ginger, mostly ginger, but it's flavored with, not that ginger doesn't have a flavor, but ginger is the base. Ginger with cloves, cinnamon, anise, and I think a little bit of turmeric. I think so. And it's delicious. I'm drinking it cold. Oh, I should turn off the AC, shouldn't I? I'll be right back. I'm going to check how the AC sounds. If it's not impeding on the audio, maybe I'll keep it on. We'll see. I'll BRB with the rest of this video. Okay, hello everyone. I am back. The AC is off, and there's probably a slight angle change. I don't really know. Sorry about it. So I started this thing with this little besides the song, I started with by saying that sometimes you just have to look, and sometimes you have to look alone. And so why am I saying that? Well, it's because it's called the Sola Busca Tarot, and I don't speak Italian, but I do speak some Spanish. And buscar means to look or to search for, to look for or to search. And sola means alone, in like the feminine form. And so this tarot helps you, go through life alone, looking for answers alone. In my idea, in my head, I don't know that that's actually what it means, but that's what we're gonna be focusing on today. How, because sometimes when we're alone, we feel lonely. But I think there is value in spending time alone, in confronting yourself. And so how can we better search for answers and find answers when we are alone? And so that's what we're going to be examining today. Okay, so let's see which cards came out. We've got a lot of cards here. I actually don't think I'm going to take all of these cards because it's far too many. I'm just going to pull one at a time. Here we go. Okay. And so here's another thing about this deck. It's very interesting because it doesn't have the same major arcana as most tarot decks that we see nowadays. Instead, it has different, maybe historical figures or kings or saints associated with each card. Like this card that I pulled here, I'll show you. The card that I pulled is the card number 20, and it's Neneroto. Don't know who Neneroto is. Shout out to Neneroto if you're watching. But here's the card. And to me, this has the most, even though it's the number 20, which, normally would be judgment, to me, this imagery looks more like the blasted tower. Like you can see this, it's not a tower, but we have this obelisk over here that's being broken. And there's definitely some force coming in from this direction that's powerful and causing a disruption. So much so that the person, their helmet is gone and they have dropped their shield. They no longer have defenses. And maybe that's something we can only find alone. We can only really let down our guard and the facade and our performance, right? Because sometimes we have to adjust ourselves when we are with other people as to not, I don't know, sorry about my stomach, as to not maybe offend or cause problems or be too abrasive or whatever the case may be. We do adjust ourselves when we come into contact with other people. But I think sometimes being alone really allows us to see things for what they really are and let down our guard. I'm going to take a look here to see what the guidebook has to say, but it's not my favorite guidebook because it really doesn't tell me a lot about, it looks huge, right? It looks like there's a whole bunch of information here, but it's information 6 or 7 different languages. But so let me just see. Okay, it's actually Nenebroto. Oh, Nenbroto. It's not an E. It's Nenbroto. Nenbroto. Okay, so let's read about Nenbroto. In the Divine Comedy, Dante calls him Nembrot, accusing him of having caused the confusion of languages and punishing him in hell by making it impossible for him to communicate. He is Nimrod, who, according to biblical tradition, was the founder of a powerful empire in Babylonia, whose nucleus was the city of Babel. Probably to him, Probably to him is owed the construction of the tower that is instigated. What is this English? Okay, so they're saying it's probably owed to him the construction of the tower that instigated the whole world to rebel against the sovereignty of God, by proudly erecting an instrument with which to overcome the same divine highness. So they're talking about the Tower of Babel, which I don't really know much about, like the lore or the story there. But it says, on the card, the person tries to defend himself from the divine wrath, represented by the tongue of fire. Okay, it's a tongue of fire that descends from above. However, uselessly, as the punishment has already destroyed the hotly built tower. Interesting. So this is apparently the tongue of fire. Wow, I kind of want to look more into this story. But okay, why is he so caked up? Sorry, but like, what are you doing with all that cake? Like, this is crazy. Anyways, that's interesting. Maybe it's only when we're alone that we can fully understand the whole scope of the intensity and the reality of what we feel. Especially when, dramatic things happen, sharp, intense. I'm really getting a lot of tower energy from this. Like he even even the book even mentions this tower being destroyed. And so I think this is more similar to the tower card than it is, the what is it called? Oh my gosh. I wish I could speak right now. Judgment. Okay, so let me read what it says here. Something has been judged as an error, maybe even abomination. Divine powers now act to destroy it. It's time to set your affairs in order. Make it your goal to have a guilt-free heart. Interesting. Make it your goal to have a guilt-free heart. No shame. Go watch my video on no shame. Let's move on. And I think I'm just going to have to pick again. Okay. What else do we have to say? Okay, this is crazy. When I first pulled the cards, this was the card on top. And I really wanted, I think, to talk about this card. But I put it back and it was meant to come out. So it's back out. We have the 9 of Wands. I think these are Wands. Let me just double check really quickly because I don't remember what the swords look like. Okay, yes, these are Wands because they're made out of wood. The 9 of Wands. In this image, we have this solitary figure here carrying all of these wands walking through a river. And I think that's a perfect message for this life. In this life, we experience it alone. We aren't alone, we are with all the other people that exist at the same time as us. But we carry all of our fire, all of our desire, all of our inspiration, all of our energy within ourselves. And it's our responsibility. And it sometimes is hard. And at the bottom of the deck, again, we have this 9 of coins. And, we have this person being burned alive. Well, maybe not alive. I can't tell. Being burned. And so sometimes in life, it feels like we have to sacrifice ourselves to get what we want. to make, you know, earth, coin, tangible things happen. And yeah, that's life. Sometimes it's really hard, but we can do it. Okay, Ace of Swords. I have this problem with giving up. I hit a wall and I stop. Yeah, so you made it to the end. It was kind of an abrupt ending, but, you know, I think what happened was the messages I was getting was a harsh reality that in the moment I found hard to deal with. That, like, especially that last or second to last card, the Nine of Coins, where I said, like, sometimes in life you feel like you have to sacrifice yourself. You have to burn yourself alive just to make it happen. And it kind of hit me. It was like, life isn't always going to be easy. In fact, life a lot of the time is going to be hard, going to be difficult. You have to give up parts of yourself if you want to grow, if you want to, you know, experience good things in life. You have to work hard. And I think sometimes I live in this, like, fake world where I'm the exception or something like that. I don't know. Like, I don't know, like, and I think another thing is that I don't want to, like, on my YouTube channel here, I don't want to put out, like, negativity, because, like, through my videos, I want to bring joy. I want to inspire. But, you know, something that I'm learning from this Miley Cyrus album and, like, how she talks about it, is that there's beauty in everything. There's beauty in pain. There's beauty in loss. And, you know, it's not only the good things in life that can teach us things, that can help us grow. And the beauty one finds alone is a prayer that longs to be shared. So that's why I'm sharing this. You know, a beautiful thing about life is that it's hard, and yeah, it's inevitable, and it's hard for everyone. You're not the only person that finds it hard. You're not the only person experiencing hardship. You're not the only person struggling. We're all struggling. It's a struggle bus. It's called a struggle bus for a reason, because we're all on it. It's a community endeavor. It's a community affair. We're all on the struggle bus. It's not a struggle unicycle. It's a struggle bus. But we're all in this together. So yeah, that's the video. My fail. Oh, such a fail. It actually wasn't a fail. I think, you know, it was a fighting attempt. And we're learning. So it's a fighting attempt and learning. But yeah. Oh, if you were wondering about these beautiful songs that I've been singing, because, you know, I've kind of been feeling like singing a lot recently. Like in my Tuesday Tea and Tarot Talks, I'll just start by singing a song, or I'll just break into song. So the song in this video and the video that you probably watched before this video, actually you probably had to watch that video, or at least at least the beginning of it or the end. They were actually my hit singles. They were songs written by me that have not been released, and who knows if they will be. Maybe one day. The first one is Better Off, and then the one I was just singing now is called Motionless. Because I'm just a freaking pop star. No, we'll see. Okay, bye.